Hello, today again some information about machine learning. But today my intention is to show how to educate machine learning in a practical sense for students, for example. We use for that software libraries like the ml5.js, the well-known software framework Node-RED, and of course some hardware, mainly a Raspberry Pi, a camera module, and a small server drive. And the outcome of that can look like with this. We place some different objects in front of the camera, and you see here the small servo stands for an actuator, a mechanical actuator, can also be in a robot or something like that. We have here the camera device, the Raspberry Pi, and the power supply for the Raspberry Pi. Behind the scenes on the Raspberry Pi within the Node-RED, there runs a browser-based application. You can see it here in the window. And if I place here the different objects, you can see here the classification of the different objects. And there is the magic button or checkbox which sends the result of the classification back to Node-RED. You can also do this by a mobile phone, and there is the same application running, and we do the classification there, and you see class 2, class 1. It works wirelessly. It's the same application, the browser-based application, running in the browser of the smartphone. So a little bit more behind the scenes. There is the Node-RED running in the Raspberry Pi, and the Node-RED flow only consists of 3 nodes. Starting here, we have the servo connected to the general purpose IOs, and there is a special setting for server output, and the input of the node is a value between 0 and 100. We have a simple script which is very it's very easy to understand. We get the result. The result consists of a string which carries the class name and also carries the confidence level. And so we can make a decision to output the value 50, 0, or 100, for example, to actuate the servo. The result from the classification comes from the UI builder node, which mainly runs the application in the browser. It can be on different clients, and here you can see it's the index document, the index HTML document, and then there is the sketch JavaScript, which mainly use the ml5.js library. I will come back on that later. And another JavaScript file which does the socket stuff, the connection from the browser-based application running within the client and connects it via the socket to the Node-RED and to the hardware. The starting point for all this classification and in a very easy way is the Google Teachable Machine. and you start with the image classification by the webcam. You place the scissors here and you train it by recording the image. I will move the camera a little bit to put a sound disturbance on that. It records the images. I will now place the second object, record the images for the second class. And after the recording is done, you can then hit the train model button, which uploads the data and starts the training. After some minutes, the data is prepared and uploaded and the training starts. And you can see the progress of that within the browser. And as mentioned here, don't switch the tabs. After that, the model can be previewed within the browser or tested. But we will export the model. We upload it to the cloud or to the Google Share. And after it has uploaded, we copy the link, go back to our machine learning application, and we paste the link here at the model.json and load the model in the browser. That's exactly the same procedure for every client which connects to that. And then you can start running the classification. And you see the results here. And we can change the objects. And nothing happens because we have not switched on the output to Node-RED. And now it works. We will have a look to the Node-RED also. And now if you are in the world or within the frame of Node-RED, you can do everything what you want with the result of the classification, for example. You can do, of course, add some nodes, some additional nodes. I just want to show you how the result is put back to the application. Yeah, and you can here see, for example, the payload comes out of that, or you can see it here directly from the UI. You see here the result, and you can do everything you want with the Node-RED as usual, connected to a very advanced and simple to use machine learning application. Yeah, that's finally I want to mention the ml5.js is a friendly machine learning for the web. You can see here the implementation is quite easy, and I would call it, it can be done with low-code skills. And of course, you will find on GitHub very nice and different examples, postnet detection, object detection, and all will work within the same manner. You can use the web-based application which connects through sockets to the Node-RED, and you can simply build, educate, and teach the principles, the conditions, and the limitations of machine learning applications. Of course, you can also add another UI builder node and, for example, implement some ml5.js code to run the postnet detection like shown here. And yeah, it took some minutes to load or some seconds. And here you see the red dot, which tracks my nose, or the position of the nose, the estimated position of the nose. And yeah, you can connect this result to the dashboard, for example, and you see here the movement of my nose tracked in a graph. Right here in the dashboard.